I hosted an AI Pong tournament where 4 unique AI players, each with their own playstyle and strategy, battled it out in a head-to-head elimination bracket to determine the ultimate Pong champion. I've already coded a basic Pong game for the browser. For now, I'm controlling the paddle on the left, and we just have a static paddle on the right. The game works exactly like regular Pong, aside from one small twist. To spice things up, I added a feature where if you hit the ball near the edge of the paddle, it adds a bit of acceleration to the ball. I believe this will allow for more interesting gameplay and AI strategies. But enough talking, let's meet the contestants. The first contestant is the follower AI, and its name is pretty self-explanatory. Essentially, I programmed it to just track the Y position of the ball and move up or down to match that position. Seems like a pretty flawless strategy, right? Because if it always follows the position of the ball, how can anyone possibly score against it? This logic would be true if the paddle speed was faster than the ball. However, due to potential accelerations and the speed of the ball relative to the speed of the paddle, the follower AI can still be beaten. Nonetheless, even with its simplistic nature, it is still a worthy competitor in this tournament. Next up is the Predictor. This one is slightly more complicated than the follower. Instead of just tracking the Y position of the ball, the Predictor looks at the X and Y velocity of the ball, the Y position of the ball, and the distance from the top and bottom walls. Then it predicts the position it thinks the ball will bounce to and moves the paddle there. Unlike the follower, which takes on a more reactive approach, the Predictor is much more proactive. When the ball is moving away, the Predictor will also position its paddle in the middle of the goal. This makes it easier to move both up and down, depending on where the ball is bouncing towards. Contestant number 3 is the offensive AI. Similar to the Predictor, it tries to determine the path of the ball and move the paddle to that position. But remember that acceleration mechanic I mentioned in the beginning, where if the ball hits the edge of the paddle, it speeds up? Well, the offensive AI aims to use this to its advantage, always trying to position the paddle so that the ball specifically hits the edge. At first, this might seem like a flawless strategy, since a faster shot is harder to return. However, we have to remember that if the other player manages to return the accelerated ball, then it's now coming directly back at us. We will find out once the tournament starts whether an offensive strategy pays off in this game. The final contestant is the adaptive AI. This one combines multiple attributes from the previous contestants, and its behavior ultimately depends on the speed of the ball. If the ball is coming fast, then it will be more defensive and hit it near the center of the paddle to slow the ball down. If it's moving slowly, then it will try to be more offensive and strike it near the edge of the paddle to increase speed and hopefully throw off the opponent. Now, although this contestant may seem like the entire package, complexity does not always equate to effectiveness. This Pong game is pretty simple, and perhaps does not require such a complex strategy to win consistently. It will certainly be interesting to see how the adaptive AI performs against the others. But enough talk. It's time to finally put these AI contestants against each other. Let the games begin. In round 1, the first player to reach 10 points will win, and the loser will be eliminated. Our first matchup is the follower AI versus the offensive AI. It's not looking too good for the follower, since it's just simply tracking the Y position of the ball. It's too slow when trying to react to the powerful shots from the offensive AI. This might be a complete blowout. I'm not sure the follower AI will even score a single point. And that's game. Wow, the offensive AI is certainly no joke, and will be advancing to the final. Unfortunately, the follower AI has been eliminated from the tournament. This match seems to be much more competitive. Both sides are proactively predicting the path of the ball. However, the adaptive AI seems to be playing much more offensively. The Predictor is having a tough time receiving some of those accelerated shots. Even though it knows where it should be, there's just not enough time to move into place. There we go. It's not over yet. The Predictor AI is on the board. Wow, this really could be a comeback here. Some of those accelerated shots from the adaptive AI are being reflected by the Predictor. It's neck and neck. This really could be anyone's game. And we have a winner. The adaptive AI barely squeezed out a win, and it was a much closer match than the previous one. Although the Predictor AI lost, it certainly put up a valiant effort. Now, let's move on to the finals, where the two winners will go at it head-to-head in a best of 3. Right off the bat, the offensive AI is already hitting some accelerated shots that are proving to be extremely difficult for the adaptive AI to receive. However, this time, it won't be as easy for the offensive AI. Unlike the follower, the adaptive AI is proactively moving to the correct location. Now it's starting to score some points back. The offensive AI's tactics still seem to be working slightly more effectively, but either one could still win this. And the offensive AI wins Game 1 pretty convincingly. Let's see how Game 2 goes. This time, the adaptive AI strikes first. However, once again, the offensive AI is quick to react and aggressively turns the tide. It's a much tighter match than the last time. The adaptive AI needs this win to push a Game 3. It's coming down to the wire. The offensive AI is 1 point away from victory. And there it is! The offensive AI has won it. I guess this shows that offense pays off in this game. It was a strong effort from the adaptive AI, but ultimately, the offensive AI pulled away with the win. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. See you in the next one!